Initially, oh, okay. Where to start? I'm just gonna go through the things I've kind of just like worked through today and thought a lot about. And then I have my book I was just gonna plan on reading, and a lot of times there's stuff that pops up that's really interesting that I wish I had someone to talk about. So that's what this is gonna be by myself right now, but for anyone who cares enough to listen along. I guess we'll jump right into this. First, by establishing a foundation upon which we can build every bit of thought from there. If there's no eternal truth to use as a grounding to establish anything worth saying, then it's nothing more than a mere whim or temporary thing. And I understand most people, not most people, a lot of people have no faith in God or don't really understand those concepts. And this has been something that I've been finding fascinating since finding my own faith, which let me start by saying that I never wanted to. I wanted to be an atheist, but I was honest about my ignorance in the matter, and the more I start looking into it, and the more I keep learning anything, not specifically biblical text and religious things, just any bit of my education in any area, including other religions, has taught me how much Jesus particularly is the truth. But a way I understood that very clearly today and was able to put in a very simple, broad context is first by imagining something that's not real. Like, if I'm, like, just an example of anything, like some fairy tale, something that's not in this reality. Let's say a unicorn. Now, it's pretty similar to a horse. Maybe I could have used something better, but a horse is very clearly not real, meaning it's identifiable as separate from reality. Meaning that, like, being able to contrast that means there's identity that's outside of reality, and that reality is identifiable. His name is God. Like, reality's identity is creation. Like, the fact existence is here means it's here. So that's at least a start. But diving just a little more into actual biblical concepts, one thing I have been curious about, and then growing into my understanding of just all of this stuff, and I could be completely wrong, but this is really how it's been revealed to me, just working through it, and then almost confirmed, like, it was some divine intervention going like into my book. I actually was just talking about it with my friend this morning. But yeah, a question I've been asking myself since finding my faith and understanding just how powerful God is at, just a characteristic, is redemption. Being able to take something that's truly awful, not great, not what it can be, and turning it into what it is meant to be and all that it can actually be. No matter how far you stray from God, which is, again, I should start just establishing some definitions. Sin is separation from God, which includes, like, it's not like, oh, bad thing is sin. It's like, no, just separate from God's will is bad as a byproduct because God is good. It's not, like yes, obviously there's some things that are pretty clearly awful. Killing someone is a very bad thing. That's like very separate from God. That's actually actively against him. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. But yeah, basically, like God understands a plan that is better and wants it to grow to everything that it can be, and doing anything that's not straight and narrowly that
is at the very least preventing yourself from becoming everything that you were meant to be. Which, idle hands are the devil's playground. Like, even just falling short of that is less than moral perfection. Like, the definitionally, like, which is, we will necessarily fall short. We already will, and that is why we need to save. Like, that makes sense. But one question I started grappling with is, does God have a plan to redeem Satan himself? And then I realized I am looking through, really the only lens we're completely capable of understanding, our own, as beings that exist within time moving forward. God wasn't before time. God is beyond time. Eternal beings aren't just here like we are, and they're able to see the future and see the past and intervene. Every bit of reality is just in front of them, which ties into what I was just saying regarding sin. At least from my understanding. I could be wrong, but it's made sense to me so far, and then was basically confirmed when I opened up my book earlier today, tying right back into what it was. But I'll just use this. So, boom, God made everything. Let's say this is all scrunched down, whatever. This is like someone's whole life. Like, it goes all over the place through time. Like, each point of this is like a different point in time of their whole life. God sees all of it. Like, time itself is within reality. He's seeing it. And again, this is like dumbing it down. This is something I can understand, and God is beyond my understanding. So it's probably a little more intricate than that. But every bit of your life, every decision, whatever, is probably a lot more up and down and all over the place, turning away from his plan, whatever. But God sees all that you were ever meant to be, your potential fulfilled, your destiny manifested, and he exists then equally to the amount that he exists now, equally to the amount that he existed then, because he's eternal. So he is already, like, loves, and like, you are friends, or God is friends with the absolute best version of yourself that you could possibly be, following his will. And every time you fall short of that is why it breaks his heart. You're not just, I'm just not gonna push myself today with this thing. It doesn't really matter much. I'm just gonna go on my phone the whole time. Or and then obviously doing something blatantly bad. Just, it's it's a school night, but these guys invited me. I'm gonna go get blackout drunk and that's very clearly bad, but sometimes it's a lot more complicated to discern whether or not the best possible thing to be doing. But the way I've worked my way around that, is by being honest about it. You could pray, there's no limit to how much you could pray and ask for discernment and guidance. And then I think, there's no possible situation you can't break down into a manageable step. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not, sometimes things are going to feel impossibly hard, but you can always do what you can do. And so, that's should be obvious, but nothing is obvious. But what I mean by that, I've been in some difficult situations recently, but emotional conflict, loss of people in your life, stress about school, you have things to turn in, you have things to do, your head's all over the place, you have work, what life happening, so much going on, you don't even know where to start. You can write a page, getting your thoughts down. Write a list, get down. That's one thing. You can breathe. You can pray. You can do that, and it'll take you. You have the next step every single time. I do believe that every single person is capable. Whether you believe it's the Holy Spirit or not, or just your cognitive brain, I think every person is capable of finding the next step to take them to where they want to go themselves. Like, it's not about changing and abiding to some will that isn't your own. It's actually doing exactly what you want to be doing in the long term. Like, it's actually loving yourself so much that you're not willing to prevent yourself from falling short of what you were meant to be. And anything less than that is heartbreaking to God, because He already loves your fullest potential. Like he's as in close relationship with Him, with them, with like your destiny manifested to its fullest. And anytime you turn away from that, whatever that might mean, that it's different for everyone. Like sin isn't a certain set of tasks. Everyone's life is so infinitely complicated and different and unique. But if you can honestly, which is not an easy thing to do at times, but honestly believe that what you are doing is at least a step towards what you are meant to become in the greater context of the universe itself. Like, and it doesn't have to be that crazy, but sometimes it really just is. Like, I've been scrolling on my phone already. I'm just gonna get up and go for a walk outside. That alone could be like a butterfly effect of difference for your whole week. Like, instead of throwing away a day you didn't have much else to do, you actually just think through, like, maybe you see someone you haven't seen in months and you have no idea, and things will, it's like those memes where it's like when you gamble, you can only lose 100% of your money, but you can gain an infinite. Like, there's no limit to how well things can work out if you actually just try to do them. Like, you strive for moral perfection, you strive to live as similarly to Jesus, who was the only being that was morally perfect. And yes, we're gonna fall short, but that's every reason to strive towards it. Like, you strive towards it, and falling short of that is a pretty dang good life. Sorry, episode. Okay, catch up. You know what? I think that's time. Oh wait, actually, let me find. So when going back to beings being eternal, Satan himself is falling from heaven and separating from God just as much as he has ever been. It's an eternal truth. It's not, like, at least from my understanding. I could be wrong. This is just how I've come to perceive it. It's not like he chose to do that then. Like, that's still thinking as a being that exists through time, which yeah, we're humans, we do that. But if if they are eternal beings, every bit of truth from them is eternal. Like, that's definitionally. But yeah, I opened my book. I'm reading Slaughterhouse-Five. Kurt Vonnegut. What was it? I don't think I read much more after. Because when my sister just pulled in, helped her move this morning. Or pack up her apartment, at least. I could summarize it, but I would like to find the exact quotes. It's basically an insult. Calling someone a snake. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Derby raised his head, called Campbell a snake. He corrected that. He said that snakes couldn't help being snakes, and that Campbell, who could help being what he was something much lower than a snake. The devil is a lie. Like, the devil, like, the spirit of Satan is, like, Jesus is the truth. Satan himself is just separation from God, separation from the truth. All, like, you take that as far as it goes, is a lie. It's literally like, it's like you've ever met a manipulator in your life? Someone that actually deceives you and tries to get what they want out of you? They're actually not the best at it. They're actually being manipulated by the spirit of manipulation. It's like, there's a guy that's actually a little bit better. And then, okay, in the same broader context, if you're a complete atheist, which again, I wanted to be. I wanted nothing to do with church. I had nothing to do with religion. I had no idea who Jesus really was. And the moment I actually started to find it, it's just been exponentially improving my life. And that's such a flawed way of looking at it. I'm being used to glorify God. It has nothing to do with me. And it was just getting better, and like things were incredible until I wanted God and sin. I wanted myself with God, not God and nothing else. And that's when things got really bad again mentally. I've had very bad mental unwellness a time or two, but it came back when okay, I'm beating around the bush. I was trying to come up with a poetic way to introduce the heavy word, pride. I started to become proud of my relationship with God and who I was because of it. Someone might listen and might be like, well, that's a good thing. God's a good thing. You should be proud of it. Should be proud is something that I don't understand how people that claim to have a relationship with God can even say out loud. That's a whole topic going into how words are losing their meaning. They really are. But pride has been socialized and politicized into being a virtue when it is nothing short of a cardinal sin. It's like, well, I don't mean that when I'm saying I'm proud of you. Then you don't say it. If it's like, well, when you're proud of something, it just means like you're happy for it, like you're impressed by it. It's like I'm joyful about the accomplishment that they did through this hard work, and so say those things. Pride is over focus on oneself. Sin is separation from God. If you're proud, you're leaving God out of it. Like even just the word itself. And I'm not saying don't be scared of words. I've been saying Satan and the devil and the word. If you've seen Harry Potter, like every eternal source, if you pretend that words have power and are like not using them out of fear of what they are, like you're living in fear. You're enslaved to your vocabulary. And that doesn't mean that you use them, well, you just don't use them incorrectly. Like you use them for what they actually mean. I'm not scared to say the word pride, but I would never use it as a compliment. I say it as the putrid, vile sin that is the root cause of every bit of mental illness I've had in my life, including preventing myself from being able to ask for help. I was so stuck in my own head, so proud of, people think of pride as being cocky and arrogant and be so full of yourself outwardly, which it can, but on the same side of the flip side of the same coin, pride is also you're in yourself. You are full of yourself to the point where you can't even be honest to other people and to have conversations. That's... You calm down. Okay, this has been all over the place. I tried to have
a bit of a outline going into this. I'm just gonna start reading.